By this point in our iWeb tutorial, you should be starting to feel pretty comfortable with the iWeb interface. If not, or you need a little more practice, feel free to go back and review either of the previous tutorials. By now, we've learned how to set up a site in iWeb and how to add and customize pages. The next thing we need to learn is how to add media from other iLife applications. That's one of the great things about iWeb and iLife, is that iWeb allows you to incorporate all of your other media that you've created in GarageBand, iPhoto, and iMovie really easily. So let's say we want to add an audio file to our home page. We can click on Audio up here in the Media view, and then here's all the things that I've got in my iTunes library. Here's some things that I've created in GarageBand. Let's say I don't remember which one it is that I want to put in there. I can click on this and preview it by pressing play. Yep, that's the song I want. So I'm going to take it from the media view over here, and I'm just going to drag it right into my page. Now, I've got the option of dragging an image to connect to that if I want, but I'm not going to do that. So we'll just make this a little smaller. When we publish our site, it's not actually going to appear with this drag image here thing. All you'll see is the little playback bar right there. Now here's something to be cautious of. See this line right here? If you have this playback bar beneath that line, which is the border of our content section of our website, you're not going to be able to click on it. If you don't see that line, you can go to the View menu and choose Show Layout or Hide Layout to make the lines appear or disappear. So we just want to make sure to drag that up above the bottom of our content section. So I've got that added to my page. Now, let's say I want to add some photo albums. I can click on Photos over here, and here's all my different photo albums that I've got in my iPhoto library. Now I'm going to add a new page for my photo album, so I'm going to click on Add Page. Staying in our darkroom theme, I'm going to add a Photos page, and I'll click Choose. Now it adds the photo page right here because I was on the home page when I added the page. If I want to change the orientation of these, maybe I want it to be Home, About Me, and then Photos, all I have to do is drag it here in the sidebar. And it reorders the pages in my sidebar, and it reorders the pages in my navigation menu here. Now I can take an event from iPhoto. I've got a few photos in this event here, and I can just drag this whole event right into my page. And iPhoto replaces the placeholder photos. Here they are. There's a bunch of photos. A bunch of photos. Now I can change the configurations of this. Let's say I don't want all of those to show up on one screen, and I don't want to have to scroll down so far just to get to the bottom. So instead of selecting 99 photos per page, I can change it so that it shows 6 photos per page. Now it's a manageable height, and I've got these navigation arrows. I'm on page 1, I can move to page 2 or page 3 and navigate through my photo album that way. Again, this white border kind of bothers me, so I'm going to get rid of that. There we go. You can change other options on here as well, and we can click out of there. Just like in the other pages, you can easily change the placeholder text. Photos for my biography. And notice here there's a button that your users can use to subscribe to this photo album. Now one thing that's important, if you're going to be publishing this website to MobileMe, you're all set in terms of subscribing to the RSS feed for this photo album. If you're publishing to another website, you need to make sure that under your site settings that you have the website URL entered. If you don't have this, you're not going to be able to have your users subscribe to your photo album. So we'll go back to the photo album. Now this is pretty cool. I like that a lot, so I think I'm going to add another page for another photo album. So we'll choose Photos, choose, and now it comes up with Photos 2. What a creative name. So I'm going to drag some more photos into this page. And make the same setting changes here. Again, going for consistency. And there we go. And I like that alright, so I'm going to add another photos page. We'll drag my third album on there. Change our settings. 6 photos per page. Alright, looking good. So these aren't very creative names for these pages, so I'm going to change this to be my bio photos. And this one is some multiple intelligence photos for a previous project. And this one is band photos. Now let's say I also want to add a movie. If I click on the Movies tab over here, I can now access all the movies that I've created in iMovie. Here's some different movies. I like this one in this project. So I'm going to go add another page, and we'll add a movie page, and click Choose. Now again, I can change the text on here. Here's a placeholder movie already in place. I can go into the sidebar, take my movie, drag, and drop. Voila, there it is. I can click play, and my movie appears. Now there's a couple settings you can change for movies. If I go over here in the inspector, and I choose the QuickTime inspector, and select my movie, I can choose whether or not I want that movie to autoplay right when this page loads. For now, I think I'm going to choose no. You never know, you might not want it to play right away. You can also give the user the option to see the movie controller, which is a bummer if you're not having it set to autoplay, because then there's no way for them to play the movie. You can also have it loop over and over and over. I would suggest maybe you want to keep that unchecked as well. So now I've got a lot of stuff here. I've got different photo pages. I've got a movie page. In my home page, I've got this audio file. That's great. I've got a lot of media included. But this navigation bar is starting to look a little messy. There's just too many photos. Maybe I'm going to add some more photo pages. So iWeb creates a great opportunity for us to consolidate those pages into what's called a My Albums page. So I'm going to start a My Albums page. And then it's super easy. In the sidebar, I'm just going to drag each of these other pages onto that My Albums page. See how they start getting nested or indented under My Albums? And I'm going to take the rest of my photo pages as well as my movie page. I'm going to do the same thing. Now, notice in our navigation bar, it's a lot cleaner. My order's a little messed up again, so I'm going to move my About Me page. There we go. Home, About Me, My Albums. And now if you notice, in my Albums page, there's an album for each of my photo pages and my movie page. And when you mouse over it, it gives you a preview of all the photos contained in the photo albums. This is a great way to keep your main page navigation bar pretty clean and to organize all of your media into a nice organized My Albums page.